So what I'm going to do is start with a line drawing that was made in Photoshop, do a trace in Illustrator, and show you how to do the colorizing, because I know we had some little blips with that because we were missing steps in intro. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place on my board Line Art Me, which is something I did here. And I'm just going to draw it out like that, and that puts that there. I'm going to go ahead and lock this layer and make a new layer, and I'm going to work on that layer. Now I'm going to use my paintbrush, and it's important when you use a paintbrush that you're using something that's fairly solid, because if you use something that has these wishy-washy ends, you may not get a good solid connections on the outside, and that's not what you want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and trace around here, and the important thing here is that the shape has to be closed. If the external shape is not closed, you're not going to be able to do a lot of the things that we're trying to do here. So I'm going to go around, I'm just drawing around myself. So there's the external shape. Now if I wanted to, I can do this direct select and I can fix points that I don't like where they are. Now I can go in, once this external shape is done, that is really the most important thing, but now I can go in with the brush and I can add any kind of details that I want to add. You know, you saw the video of the pirate where they were using the negative, positive and negative space with the white brushes and things like that. And also one of the things I ask you to do is to change the size and shape and stuff of your brushes. So we open up the brush options and you can get in here and change anything you want to do about the size of your brush, width, all those kinds of things. So I do want you to play with your brushes. But I'm not going to really worry about that right now, because for me the biggest issue is that the external shape is closed. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. That's my son leaving the house. I'm not going to spend a lot of time finishing these things out. But you know, you watched the pirate video, you saw how they use positive and negative spaces, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. So what I'm going to do now that I have that basic shape, again, the most important thing is that this exterior is closed. If you have any gaps in there, go ahead and make sure that is closed. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and select everything on this layer. And this is the important part that we were forgetting in class. We're going Object, Expand Appearance, and Object, Expand. What this does is it changes your lines into shapes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a colored shape on top of this, and this is going to be my base color. I changed my line to pink because they were selected, so I'll change this to a different color. Now I'm going to right click on this and send it to the back. I didn't mean to turn it black, but it doesn't really matter. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select this color, and I'm going to select this top. And I am going to use my Pathfinder and I'm going to merge. So now my front, everything is all just one image, and I can go ahead and I can ungroup. And now I can delete this background and I have a solid color. Now this razor blade tool here, the knife tool, you have to cut from black to black. or line to line, basically. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut a whole shape here. Now I can go ahead and I can just color in just that shape to make my highlights. Now obviously my colors are ugly and I'm doing just a really quick job, and you're going to do way better. I'm just kind of showing you the technique rather than actual artistry at this point. So you can use that. You can make additional layers. So I was using the knife tool there, but if I wanted to, I could just paint my highlights on. Then again, I could take this layer, select all, just in that layer, locking this, expand it if I wanted to make things shapes rather than lines. Like if I was taking this like she did in the pirate video and making a shape. You don't want that to be a whole nasty thing like that. So what you would do with that, edit, or excuse me, object, expand appearance, object, so I need it all to be one thing, merge, and so now that's a shape. Anyway, that is the basic technique to colorize and do whatever it is that you're trying to do. And then you can use brushes and knives and what have you behind to change your colors, add highlights, add lowlights, whatever.